This is a walk-around video of my Corvair. This is a 1963 Corvair Spyder convertible with a 4-speed transmission. Because it's a Spyder, that means it's turbocharged. And I'm very excited about this car. I found it on Facebook Marketplace from a town not too far away from me, about 45 minutes away. And it turned out to have a pretty charming history. It was acquired by the previous owner while he was in high school back in the early 70s, and he drove it in high school, was dating his future wife in high school, and even drove her around in this convertible with the top down with her on the back when she was a homecoming princess. And after high school, he needed to get another car, but he, for sentimental reasons, couldn't part with this and had the idea that he'd fix it up one day. And never did. And finally, his wife said, I think he should just get rid of it. So he sold it. And it has been sitting without running since 1975. So it is a non-running project car. It does roll and the engine does rotate. It does have some issues, so as we walk around, we'll take a look at that. But one thing about the car is it is complete as far as I can tell. Very little missing on this car. It is in the original color red. The original color, according to the body tag, would be ember red. I'm not sure if this is the correct red because it was repainted once. The previous owner, when he was in high school, did some amateur body work on it and took it to the high school auto body class where they apparently did some work and they ended up painting it. And he said it looked great for a while, but it didn't last. And so you can see the problems with the paint. But he does believe that this is the original convertible top on the car. He certainly never changed it. He bought it 8 years after it was new. He thinks he bought it from the second owner. But the original top is actually in very good condition. It's dirty, and it's got one little tear in here. He said he thinks something fell on it in the garage. But that's it. It's, of course, other than the back window, which is decayed and would need to be replaced. But my thought is that, if possible, I'd like to conserve that top because it is original. It's certainly got some rust issues, particularly around the rear quarters here. That'll require some patch panels and so forth. It has 14-inch wheels, which are not original. Would have had 13-inch wheels, so that's why it has Pontiac wheel covers to fit those 14-inch wheels. The tires are, very dry rotted from sitting for 50 years. You can see the amateur body work done on that. And the paint is not salvageable. So this is a car that, well, I'd like to get it running just for fun initially, if I can. My real goal is a complete restoration. Even though I am a rank amateur at restoration, I want to learn from this car as much as I can. And today's resources, I think it's at least a possibility. The front end does have significant rust issues on this lower panel, so that'll need a complete replacement. Fortunately, a lot of these body panels are apparently available. That's already, let's see here. Still learning how to open this, but there's a second catch there. He threw in this speed limit 12 sign. Don't know what I'll do with that. A couple of spares. I think these are also 14 inches. Looks like the original top boot. It has seen better days, for sure, but it is an interesting artifact. Looks like there's fan belt. I understand those are frequently replaced in these cars. Looks like maybe the original jack there. The condition of the frunk is pretty good. There's certainly some areas that need attention, but yeah. It's been sitting a while. But it's complete. It's got the single master cylinder. So I would like to eventually upgrade that to a dual master cylinder. It's apparently available just for safety. It does have the original jacking instructions. I imagine I'll carefully peel that off and preserve it away from the car and just replace that with a replacement sticker. Fuel door functions nicely. Still got its little chrome piece there. Front fenders aren't as bad as the rear quarters. Really not too bad at all. This is kind of the same as the other side there. It's going to need a lot of attention. He plated it for another year after he parked it, so it's sitting here with a 1976 plate, which is pretty good evidence of how long it's been sitting. I would consider this car a true barn find. I know that is thrown around a lot, but it may not have been sitting in a barn, but it was sitting in a garage for 50 years. Turbocharger setup, the original decal. I'll probably preserve that as well. This engine will need to be dropped out, completely gone through. But it does turn. Wiring is a bit of a rat's nest, but it's all there. Some rust. It's gonna have to be addressed. I want to just take it all down, redo it. Looks pretty bad back in there. Some of the areas don't look too bad. Body tag. Numbers are consistent with the car, but got a spare generator there. It is missing the shield for the turbo, the exhaust shield for the turbo, so I'll need to get a replacement for that. That is one component that is missing, but carburetor, you know, it does rod news, a little squeaky. I need some attention there. That will need all, of course, a complete rebuild, but I do wonder if I can just get it running with some new fuel, and we'll see. Will it run? The interior is original. I don't think he did anything with it at all. I think it has the original floor mat in it. Brake pedals all the way to the floor. Absolutely no brakes at all in this car right now. It's got an aftermarket shifter head, which I looked that up. That's from something called Cal Customs or something like that, which was popular back in the 70s. It was probably replaced back then.
Dash pad has some cracks, and I'm guessing that'll just be a replacement. Steering wheel actually looks pretty good. I actually don't see, I see one crack near the hub. You usually see a crack or two on the wheel itself, and I don't really see that. So that should be an easy repair and repaint, restore. I love that this car has a tachometer. It also has manifold pressure for the turbo for boost. Door panels, everything's the correct color according to the body tag. The seats are very mildewed. There are some tears in them, but they're complete. Extra starter back here. Maybe the original floor mats back here too. Somebody put some stereo speakers in at some point. Might take all that out, but everything's here. Doors open and close real nice, and the window actually, all the glass is intact. The windows roll really smooth. Door latches work good. Antenna must be broken off or something. I can't pull anything up out of there. Shuts real nice. It may settle just a little bit when I open it, but pretty intact. So we'll see. Should be a really fun project. Forgot to look through this box of parts in here. In addition to the starter in the back. And then actually there's 4 wheel covers here. I don't know if it's the Monza. That should probably be, say, Monza Spyder. They had wheel covers that had actually a Spyder on them. This is yet another generator. Don't know if that works or not. So what do we have in here? We've got some 3 headlight surrounds. That's nice. Levers for the heater controls. Switch, replacement switch, another one. Door pad. That's a fuel pump. That's good. Ignition tune-up kit, empty. No, there's points in there. Yep. That looks vintage. Kmart. Is there a rotor in there? No. There's nothing in there. Just the distributor points. That might come in handy. And then look at this. The original little shifter. I guess little rubber bezel around the base. I think that'll clean up. I mean, it's not even, doesn't have any tears or anything. Clean that right up. And then there's something else, like a, what's this? General Motors kit carb repair. Repair kit. What do they give you? Oh,
Okay, whoa. Ball bearing just came right out of there. There we go. That's gonna be important. I'm just gonna, yeah. Some gaskets. That might come in handy. Carburetor model YH, that's what it says on the Carter carb there. I guess it's the right kit. Somebody was planning to do something with this. I don't know if this kit's worth anything or not, but there it is. So we got some goodies. Comes with some goodies. So yeah, we'll see where this thing takes us. I mean, she looks pretty good, just like she is. You know, we should also take a look underneath. Got it up on the lift. Better look at the decay here in the front. Does have some nice looking galvanized steel still holding in there, but underneath a lot of surface rust. Is that I don't know what's in there. Something sticking in that spring. Is that normal? I don't know. Maybe that's supposed to be there. Anyways, we'll need to kind of strip things down. I mean, these frame rails look pretty good. Here and here. Not too bad. Fuel tank is present, but appears to be leaking a bit. That's probably gonna have to be taken out. Here's some rust through right there. Surface rust everywhere, but you know, the floor pan's not too bad. There's some rust through in this wheel well there too, for sure. Let's see here. Rest of the floor pretty intact. That part of the frame looks okay over there. But looky here. Not so great. Rusted through there. So that's gonna need some kind of structural repair. She's leaking various fluids. There's your transmission. There's your engine. There's your Spyder's eggs. We're missing a little heater duct there, I suppose. Got it over here. Suspension components. They're there. It seems like it's all there. And up in here, seems kind of workable. Could be worse, right? So yeah, that's the underside.